Hi, I'm Betsy Barbieux, and this is CAM Matters. Come join us today as we'll be talking about the special services offered by Florida CAM schools and a preview, or a hint at least, of our upcoming event for 2021. Come join us.
Welcome to CAM Matters, condos, co-ops, HOAs, and beyond. Betsy Barbieux is an informational leader in Florida on community association living, rights, and obligations. She is an expert on the rights and obligations of owners as well as the association. If you live or are planning to live in the state of Florida, there's a good chance you'll be part of a community association. And by the end of this show, you'll know a little bit more about community associations and why they matter.
We're so glad that you're here. I'm Suzanne Lynn, and this is Betsy Barbieux, and Betsy heads up Florida CAM schools. And today we're going to be talking about everything that you do at Florida CAM schools, right? I mean, not everything, because we could never. Our show's not that long. But Betsy, I'm glad that you're here, and there's so much to cover. Let's kind of start with the overarching, coverage of what you do.
Well, Florida CAM schools is strictly for Florida. Okay. We don't educate managers in any of the other states, and the state licenses are not reciprocal.
Okay.
So other states might have other requirements that Florida has something.
Florida seems
higher,
so
higher
different.
and bigger and different and more expensive.
Yeah.
But we do offer the manager's pre-licensing class. So that is a 16-hour required by the state class that you have to take and complete before you can apply for your CAM license, your Community Association Manager license. So we do offer that, and we have that in 3 locations: St. Augustine, Leesburg, Bradenton, and we also offer online live Spanish courses.
Okay.
And as far as I know, we're the only school that offers the class in Spanish. The test is in English, but we do have a Spanish manual.
And this is required. I mean,
it's a required 16-hour class if you want to become a manager.
Okay. And I mean, being a manager, that is a full-time job. This is a career.
For a lot of people, it's a career. And for most people, it's actually a 3rd or 4th career. Okay. And what I find is that there seems to be no age barrier on the top end. Mm-hmm. You can't be too old, but you can be too young.
Because you need that wisdom.
You got to have some experience and business
experience.
experience. So I have found you can be too young and just don't know enough about life, business, life and business.
Yeah.
You just don't know enough. But on the upper end, I don't find a barrier there at all.
Yeah. We talk about Florida, and just kind of going back, Florida seems to be so different. So I mean, if you were a community manager in another state, I mean, this is really it's an extra fun state, I think. But really, I mean, HOAs. And you laugh when I say an extra fun state.
Fun is not the word I would use, but I do try to make my classes fun.
They are, yeah.
But the management has to do not only with property and facilities management, which is what a lot of people think that is all it is, but we're managing the whole corporate structure of the corporation. And all of our community associations are corporations, and they're peculiar types of corporations, and I did not bring those papers to wave in front of you today.
Man, that big, monstrous,
But our communities are known as condominiums or cooperatives or homeowner associations, and we do also include timeshare, and we have a lot of those in Florida. So to manage one of those, you have to have a license. And what's peculiar about these communities is that they're residential, not commercial, they're residential. The membership is mandatory. In other words, when you move in and sign on the dotted line, you have become a member of this corporation and obligated to everything in those papers.
You're in the family.
And also, you are going to be required to pay an assessment, and that's the regular amount that an owner pays for their share of maintaining the property.
Right.
And if you don't pay your fair share, then the corporation can impose a lien on your property, and should that remain unpaid, then the corporation can take your home. whether you have a mortgage or not.
Let's talk about the service providers.
Okay. Service providers. I found that a lot of service providers are very, very, very good at what they do, like roofing, paving, painting, landscaping, elevators. But they're not real good with the presentation of their material. So having been a member of National Speakers Association for 12 years and Toastmasters for a dozen years, 10 years or so, I did a brain dump of everything that I have learned about speaking, coaching, presenting, marketing, branding, elevator speech, PowerPoints. I did a brain dump of everything that I know and learned from those two professional organizations into courses for service providers, our business partners. I find that they're really, really good at what they do. But if I could just work with them for 5 minutes to help them do a better opening statement in giving a presentation to a group of managers, because otherwise managers just kind of drift off and
that value
check their
proposition.
email and it's like, what's in it for me?
Right.
If we can start out with the WIFM statement, the what's in it for me, it would be a much better presentation. Also, for our service providers, our business partners, often they wish to have continuing ed classes for the managers. And quite frankly, managers really aren't interested in listening to them unless they do get credit for listening to them. So I have a coaching day also to help service providers navigate those state applications. You do not need my services. You should be able to do it on your own. But it is a state website and a state application. So I offer coaching in helping you reduce the number of times you have to go back and forth and back and forth and back and forth with the state to get your application correct and get your course approved. So I have help for that.
And board members?
Board members are now required in Florida to be certified. Now, certified can be one of two different ways. The first way is to sign a statement that says, I know it all. I'm sorry.
Man,
you had the right reaction to that.
I want that certificate.
You had the right reaction to that because kind of secretly in the industry we call that the perjury statement. Because board members who sign that statement probably don't know what their fiduciary duty really means, and it also attests to the fact that they have read that volume of documents. And so that's option number one. Option number two is to attend a class that is approved by the state, and we are, as a school, approved by the state to present that class. And I brought a couple of books here with me. Let's see if I can get them real quick. But my classes, I assume you want to learn something. So I have course material that is dedicated to cooperatives, homeowner associations, and condominium associations. So board members who attend our class get a 100-page resource manual, and me, because I end up being on speed dial.
Absolutely.
And am there to answer their questions. The problem with my board certification class is it's not free. I'm a school. I don't have anything else to offer. The attorneys offer the classes for free and have lots of food. And they've learned that board members will attend their classes for free and food.
So let me ask you this, though. Are you able to pick up the phone and ask them questions? Will they give you their time?
The attorneys?
Yes.
Oh.
No, not so much?
No.
But do you?
Oh, I answer dozens of calls and emails every week. Yeah.
Do they have like hundreds of articles that they've written as resources?
No.
Really?
No,
I think
no.
you have, right? Oh, okay.
I have 20.
The sarcasm is
Jane,
dripping.
you're just leading me into these conversations. No, I actually have 21 years of articles that I have written for the Florida Journal, which is our industry magazine.
So there's some
the Florida
expertise
Journal.
there. It's not just about making a buck. There's some expertise. There's some brand leading there.
It is the way I make my income.
Right.
But I feel like the classes we offer and the support afterwards is what has so much value.
Okay, so we're going to take a break because we're going to come back. She wouldn't say this, so I'm going to lead her into not being humble. I'm going to have to force her. I'm going to talk her into it during the break, and we're going to come back with a not so humble story that I'm going to make her do. So hold on just a second.
Okay.
Are you ready for a new career? Do you have skills or interest in management, real estate, construction, maintenance, accounting, strategic planning, project management, budgets, human resource management, lawn and landscaping, pool services, or any other expertise needed to operate a community association? If you do, community association management could be for you. For more information, feel free to email Betsy at betsy@floridacamschools.com or visit the Florida Cam Schools website at www.floridacamschools.com. Florida Community Association Management continues to grow. Career opportunities abound.
Okay, so we're picking up where we left off, talking about Florida Cam Schools with Betsy, and
I don't know what
am
she's gonna
making her
ask
tell
me.
the story. We're talking about the difference between attorneys who do CAM, classes for free. Okay,
Board classes.
The board classes for free. Where this is her, this is how she makes money. However, the follow-up that you get, being able to pick up the phone call and all the articles, and that Betsy truly is a brand leader around the state. And Betsy was humbly sharing a story that I would like for her to share with you. And I'm forcing her to do this, so please do, about the Florida phone call that you got from South Florida.
Yeah, last week I received a call from someplace in South Florida, and didn't recognize the name, wasn't sure that this was anybody that had been in any of my classes or we had had any email conversations back and forth with. But he was asking me some procedural questions, and I gave him some of my thoughts and pointed him to some statutes that I thought would help clarify for him. And I'm not giving legal advice, but processes and procedures, I believe, is my strength of how to do things. We'll let the attorneys point you to the statutes for where the conflicts occur in the processes and the procedures. But toward the end of the conversation, I asked him, I said, "So how did you get my name?" And he said, "Well, I read your articles every month in the journal." And he said, "I just thought of you as an expert, and so I thought, well, I'm just going to pick up the phone and see if she'll answer a question." And I do.
Pretty nice.
I do.
That's reputation.
Well,
It really is.
I want to help other people be successful. I don't have a scarcity mentality. I have an abundance mentality. Let's just give it away. It'll just make everybody smarter, the industry better. It'll make everybody grow and learn. And no, my board certification classes are not free, but they're $59.
And then you can say that I trained under Betsy Barbieux. So along those lines, one of the things that you do is if you have an annual event, and it's just getting better and better and better. And you just came in today glowing because you have some big news coming up for 2021.
Yeah, 2021, we're going to step it up another notch, Lord willing, with the virus and everything. But we will have an annual event, probably in August, at a location yet to be determined. I'm looking for host locations. Hint, 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 hint. I'm looking for host locations. It'll be a 2-day event. The managers will get all of their continuing education. And this is the off year, so this 2021, they will be getting their hours actually a year early. So then they can relax and coast for the next year. But we will have our typical 2-day event, which we've been having with sponsors for food, hint, hint. We will need sponsors for breakfast, lunch, and social hour, happy hour. And we will also, I'm looking for topics and expert facilitators to facilitate roundtable discussions. And I'm kind of looking at some topics along in the HR line and employment agreements. We did some of those last year, and some HR questions came up with that. Also thinking along the lines of maybe painting or elevators. We've got maybe roofing and some other topics like that. Then I'm looking for expert facilitators. And the way we're going to step it up this next year, I think we're going to theme it.
Boy.
And I'm kind of leaning toward the tacky Florida tourist theme.
Oh, man. So if there's
the-
any Northerners watching right now, throw your ideas our way.
So the sponsors and the facilitators and the attendees, I think we can have a lot of fun. I'm kind of picturing plastic flamingos, those shark flamingos.
Sandals with socks.
Yeah, I'm kind of little shorts and anyway.
Yeah, it'll be fun.
I think it can be fun if
Yeah.
we theme it. The only other theme that I was that came to mind was a 1950s like
That'd be fun.
jukebox kind of theme.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Lots
I'm looking
of
for
fun
sponsors,
things.
looking for a host location.
Okay.
And managers have been, the attendance has pretty much, except for this year, I had to limit the attendance this year, but in the last 6 years, the attendance has pretty much doubled each year.
Wow.
So
Wow.
I would expect maybe 60 or 70 maybe next year,
Yeah.
which is the off year.
That is amazing.
So
amazing.
I'm excited about that.
Betsy, 2 more things I want to touch on. CAMQS. I'm forgetting what the QS stands for.
Quick start.
Quick start.
CAM
that's right.
Quick
Mhm.
Start. That 16-hour class that you take to get your license teaches you nothing. All you know is how to pass a test.
Okay, so is this for managers?
This is for managers.
Okay.
We're talking about managers, but CAM Quick Start is for all the things that you really need to know to be able to do your job.
Okay.
And that is open to board members and
Okay.
interested owners, because we do have a lot of communities that are self-managed. They don't have a manager,
Oh.
but they still need to know meeting procedures, what to do with insurance, what to do with financials, what to do with reserves. They still need all of that.
So
What
it's
about
probably not-
violations? What about fines?
So it wouldn't be an income. They probably wouldn't make any money with it, but they would be aware, so they're not going to get sued, type of thing.
Well,
right?
board members with no manager, they're in charge.
Okay.
They're not earning an income.
Right.
They're volunteers.
Right.
But the fiduciary duty is still on
Sure.
them.
Gotcha.
So
They're protecting their community.
I don't have any classes that I have are always open to interested board members and owners.
Right.
The more people who get educated, the
Yeah,
better our communities will
absolutely.
be. But CAM Quick Start, I offer it once a month. It's in Leesburg. It's on a Tuesday. And you come to the office and you come with a list of questions of, I want to learn how to do this. I need to know how to do that. I need to refine my procedures on. Right now, what everybody's refining their procedures on is elections. And then with the virus, people are trying to adapt. Should we have meetings? Should we not have meetings? Can we do online? Can we do mail-in? Can we do proxies? So all of those kinds of procedures that I'm trying to help them with. I also get a lot of people coming to CAM Quick Start who want to start their own management company.
Oh, sure.
And it's very interesting because usually sometime during the day they'll say, well, you're a management company too, right? And I said, yes, Florida CAM Schools is a management company. And then they'll say, so you're showing us how to be your competitor? I said, yeah.
Because I want you to do it right.
Because I want you to do it right.
yeah.
And Cavett Robert, who was the founder of the National Speakers Association, he said, if you build a bigger pie, you can get a bigger piece. So I'm in the business of building a bigger pie.
Wow.
Just make it bigger and better. And
Right.
there's plenty, oh good grief, there's plenty of work for all of us. There is no need for a scarcity mentality.
That just shows the kind of character you have, which leads us into the final segment of what we're going to talk about. The kind of character that you have and the love of military that you have is
You're gonna make me cry.
folds of honor. And it's going to make me cry too.
We do support
yeah.
folds of honor.
Yeah.
We are
Now I'm
we are pro-military, pro-law enforcement. Thank you for your service. And we're just a very small contributor to Folds of Honor, but we wanted to use a little bit of our income to support education for children of our service and first responders.
Thank you for doing that. I think it's a great note to end on. Thank you so much for joining us for this show.
Thank you for listening to CAM Matters. Be sure to subscribe so you don't miss any future episodes. For more information, feel free to email Betsy at betsy@floridacamschools.com or visit the Florida CAM Schools website at www.floridacamschools.com. Information provided on this show is general in nature and does not constitute legal advice. Please contact a licensed attorney for your specific situation.